Hey friends, if you think you need 20% down to buy a house, you could be waiting years longer than you actually need to. I'm Jason Turner with Navigator Mortgage Brokers, and let's talk about how much money you really need to buy a home, okay? One of the biggest misconceptions I hear from buyers is I'm waiting until I have 20% down because I want to, save PMI or whatever the case may be. But 20% down is not required for many mortgage programs. Depending on your qualifications and the property, there are options requiring significantly less, okay? For example, a lot of people that I help are veterans or active duty military. They have VA loans and they do 0% down payment, okay? FHA loans require as little as 3.5% down payment, and some conventional loan programs can allow as little as 3% down payment for a conventional loan. So no, you don't necessarily need to save $80,000 to buy a $400,000 house, okay? But here's what a lot of buyers miss. Your down payment isn't the same thing as total amount of money you need to buy a house, because you also have closing costs. So what are closing costs? Closing costs are typically escrows for taxes, insurance, title fees, things of that nature. There's a lot to that, but I just want everybody to know that it's down payment and closing costs. And depending on the transaction, you may also be able to negotiate seller-paid closing costs or use a down payment assistance program to reduce the amount of money needed at closing. So there's two ways that you can reduce the cash out of pocket. That's why two people buying the same exact $400,000 house could have very different amounts needed at closing. But here's the part that I really want buyers to understand. The goal isn't necessarily to put the least amount down. But it also isn't automatically to put 20% down. So the goal is to find the right balance between your down payment and your monthly payment and how much money you're going to have left after closing. So because I don't want you buying a house and having $200 left in your bank account afterwards. I want you to buy a home and still be financially comfortable once you own and you settled in, and you're going to want to paint and do all kinds of other stuff. So if you're thinking about buying, but you're waiting because you don't think you have enough money saved, just don't guess. Comment cash or send me a message. Let's figure out what buying a home would actually require for your situation, okay? Hope this helps. Y'all have a great day.